Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, as you guys know, the Samsung Galaxy S20 lineup just got released. The S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra, and the S20 Plus is technically the successor of the S10 Plus in a way, and it's kind of confusing because they took a different approach this year. They took out that E lineup, so there's no S20e, which I'm super salty about. There's nothing I can do though, so I'm just gonna cry about it in a corner, and I'm even more salty that I didn't get invited to the event, but whatever, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Now, the S10 Plus is the predecessor of the S20 Plus technically, and the S10 Plus right now, well, the S20 Plus is selling for about that $11.99 price tag, which is insane. That's super expensive, and I'm curious to see who's all gonna buy it. I'm going to be forced to buy it because you guys want to see the videos, but the S10 Plus right now on Amazon is selling for about $489 for the base model, so that's a huge discount from the S20 Plus, and in my opinion, there's definitely some huge advantages for getting the S20, but I think the S10 Plus still has a huge value in it, so I'll leave that link down in the description so you can get it from there and help support the channel at the same time, so I can afford the newer Samsung phones. I really appreciate that. Now, looking on the front, there's already some pretty big differences. You can see the hole punch display. Instead of that dual camera setup on the S10 Plus, they now opted for that single camera setup, which I think is weird. I think that's a better approach than having that dual camera in the middle, but they should have never introduced that dual camera setup. They were just going to take it away the next one, but whatever. Now, both have pretty different display sizes. So the S10 Plus has a 6.4-inch dynamic AMOLED display. That one is a 1440p panel, and it's a very good panel at the end of the day. It's been very good. Literally anything I did with it, it was perfectly fine. But that S20 Plus has that 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display. That one is also 1440p and has a little bit of a higher PPI density, which is cool. But the biggest asset for that S20 Plus is that 120Hz refresh rate at full HD, which is really cool. It's super killer. And I remember last year when that OnePlus 7 Pro came out at that 90Hz refresh rate, and we were all freaking out. But now this is at 120Hz, and it's really crazy. They really took it to the notch to this thing, no pun intended. And that's a really awesome thing. And that's one of the biggest advantages you're going to get going from an S10 Plus to the S20 Plus. You're literally going to be noticing that every single day, and you're going to be wishing every single thing you used was 120Hz refresh, in my opinion. There's also the same IP certification as last year, IP68 dust and water resistance on both, which is awesome. Micro SD card slots on both models as well. And as far as I know, there's only one storage model of the S20 Plus, which is a 128GB model, which is really weird, but it is what it is. And I'm not really freaking out about it too much. And on the back, that's where you're going to see one of the biggest differences. A triple camera setup on the S10 Plus as usual. We actually have a quadruple camera setup on the S20 Plus technically, but one of those sensors is a depth sensor, so make it what you will. But one of the biggest advantages for the S20 Plus's camera would be that 8K sensor. Now, me personally, I honestly kind of slept during that little segment where they were talking about the camera, which ended up pretty much being the whole entire segment of the show. But that 8K, when I heard that it was able to shoot in 8K, I was like, that is crazy. I don't know if it's the first phone to bring 8K for the video camera, but that's a really cool feature. And I'm really happy they brought it into a phone that's going to be mass produced like the Samsung Galaxy S20 series. So that's a huge advantage that you have over the S10 Plus. But as I said before, that S10 Plus did have a dual camera setup on the front, where the S20 Plus does not have that, so make it what you will. I don't think it's a big deciding factor in my opinion, but it is a cooler thing you have on the S10 Plus that you didn't have on the S20 Plus. Now, talking about the performance, obviously the S20 Plus is going to do you much better. You have Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 on the S10 Plus, an octa-core CPU, and Adreno 640 GPU, and there were 3 different models of the S10 Plus. 128 and 512 model with 8GB of RAM, then that 1TB model with 12GB of RAM, but apparently there's only one model of the S20 Plus, which is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865, an octa-core CPU and Adreno 650 GPU, but that 128 with 8GB of RAM. Now, if that is wrong, I will go ahead and update it later. But that RAM, as far as I know right now, is 8GB, but if it's 12 or if it's changing, I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description so you guys can figure out from there, or even do a pinned comment so you guys can look at it and see if it's wrong or something. But if it's 8GB, I'm kind of disappointed, but if it's more, then I'm happy about it, so I'm not going to comment on it too much about that one. But in terms of performance, the S20 Plus is definitely going to do you much better in the long run. And to end it off with the battery life, the battery size also got a bit of an upgrade. You're going from a 4100 mAh battery on the S10 Plus to a 4500 mAh battery on the S20 Plus, and that is a pretty big difference. And even though it's only 400 mAh, any size upgrade is a huge thing, especially when you're maintaining pretty much the same body. You're getting much better technology, much better phone, and you're getting a bigger battery. Literally, what more is there to ask for, dude? And really, at the end of the day, it's a killer phone for a killer price. You know, it's a very expensive phone. There's really nothing we can do about it, but what I can tell you for sure, the S20 Plus I think is a decent upgrade from the S10 Plus, but in some ways, the S10 Plus might be better too. So if you want to purchase the S10 Plus for the price that I listed before, you guys can check it out in the links in the description below. You can help support the channel at the same time like I stated, but that is pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section as well. Hit that like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all of those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.